The stupid decision that ruined my spring break. So this happened right before spring break last year. And I'm still kind of embarrassed about it. My friend Jake texted me one night, asking if I could bring some energy drinks to school the next day, but not just any energy drinks, the ones with alcohol in them. You know, those hard seltzers that technically aren't supposed to be sold to minors. I knew it was a bad idea, but Jake had always had my back, and I didn't want to seem like I was being lame. So I said yes. The problem was, I didn't have any. My older sister did though. She kept a few cans in the back of the mini fridge in the garage. So that night, after everyone went to bed, I snuck out and grabbed 2 cans. I put them in an empty water bottle case in my backpack. The next morning, I was so nervous getting ready for school. My mom kept asking me if I was okay because I was acting weird. I just said I didn't sleep well. When I got to school, Jake was waiting by my locker. We had this whole plan to drink them during lunch in the parking lot, where there weren't as many cameras. But first, we had to get through morning classes. I had my backpack with me the whole time. And I swear it felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds. Every time a teacher looked at me, I thought they knew. Lunch finally came, and Jake, our friend Marcus, and I went out to the far corner of the parking lot. There were a few other kids out there just hanging out, so we didn't look too suspicious. We opened the cans and started drinking. Honestly, they tasted terrible, but we were trying to act cool about it. We were maybe halfway through when this girl from my English class, Emma, walked by. She stopped and stared at us. "Are you guys seriously drinking right now?" I tried to play it off. "It's just seltzer, chill." But she wasn't buying it. She could clearly see the cans. She just shook her head and walked away. Jake was like, "Whatever, she's not going to say anything." Turns out, she absolutely did say something. 20 minutes into 5th period, there was a knock on the classroom door. It was one of the security guards. He talked to my teacher for a second, and then my teacher called my name. "Can you step outside please?" My heart dropped. I knew exactly what this was about. The security guard walked me down to the office without saying a word. When we got there, the principal, Mr. Davis, was waiting. He looked disappointed before I even sat down. "I got a report that you were drinking alcohol on campus. Is that true?" I thought about lying, but what was the point? They were going to search my backpack anyway. "Yes." He nodded slowly. "Where is it?" "In my backpack. In my locker." They had me take them to my locker, and I handed over the backpack. Sure enough, there was still one unopened can in there. Mr. Davis looked even more disappointed. "You know this is an automatic suspension, right? And I have to call the police because you brought alcohol onto school property." The police. I didn't even think about that part. They called my dad to come pick me up. The wait in the office was the longest hour of my life. Jake and Marcus got called in too. Turns out Emma had named all of us. When my dad showed up, he didn't even look at me, just signed the papers they needed him to sign and walked out. I had to follow him to the car. The car ride home was silent. Completely silent. Somehow that was worse than if he'd yelled. When we got home, my mom was waiting. She'd left work early. That's when the yelling started. I got suspended for 5 days, which meant I missed the last 2 days before spring break and the first 3 days after we got back. I was grounded for 2 months. No phone, no computer except for homework, no hanging out with friends. But the worst part? I had to go to these alcohol education classes every Saturday for 6 weeks. It was me and a bunch of adults who'd gotten into us, learning about the dangers of alcohol. My sister found out I'd taken her drinks and didn't talk to me for a month. Jake and Marcus both blamed me because I was the one who brought the drinks. Our friendship was never really the same after that. The whole thing was so stupid. I risked everything for something I didn't even want to do, just because I didn't want to say no. If I could go back, I would have just told Jake I couldn't do it. Real friends would understand. And if they don't understand, then maybe they're not real friends. So yeah, that's the story of how I ruined my spring break and learned a very expensive lesson about peer pressure and making dumb decisions. Don't be like me. Just say no. It's really that simple.